Hey guys, welcome back to OB Outdoors. I'm excited, and the reason I'm so excited is because Sturgeon Spearing 2014 is here. Now, before we go any further, I want to throw a little disclaimer out in the mix here. Now, I've had a movie up on YouTube for the last 4 years regarding sturgeon spearing, and I've received comments from all over the world. Some images on this episode, and from sturgeon spearing in general, could be graphic to a few viewers out there. Alright? This is a tradition that dates back through the centuries to our ancestors, and the hundreds of thousands of dollars and the thousands of hours of volunteer time that have been poured into the conservation efforts for sturgeon in our system makes it so our species and our population is strong, healthy, and self-sustaining for future generations to come. So, with all that being said, this episode is going to be more so directed at the first-time spearer, the beginning spearer, or someone looking to pick up a few tips and tricks. It might not be too entertaining for the veteran spearer out there, because we'll go through the whole process from scouting, and without giving away too much, the registration of a sturgeon. And it's a little longer and a little bit more detailed, so I just wanted to get that out in the open. So with all that being said, let's get this episode rolling. OB Outdoors is teamed up with Badger Sportsman Magazine. For past issues or subscription information, check them out, badgersportsman.com. Well, the first, most important thing about sturgeon spearing is scouting. You're going to check water clarity. You're going to look for different sturgeon activity signs, such as worms or dead shad and suck marks and such. But the biggest thing to me is going to be water clarity, because if you can't see the fish, you're not going to spear the fish. So we're out here today, moving around, checking different clarities and depths and such, and hopefully we can find something that is going to work out good for us. So I'm going to pop a hole down here, and we're going to get to looking down, and I'll show you how I do it. I mean, there's a lot of different ways of looking and stuff, but I'll show you how I do it. Now what I like to do is I'd like to get every single piece of ice out of the hole, so I have a full picture of what I'm looking at. But I'm going to use my jacket as a screen here. So I'm going to get underneath here, and we're going to see what we can find.
Guy! Every year me and the guys take a week off work in late February and hit old Lake Winnebago to try and get us a sturgeon. They're pretty rare, so you don't see many if any, but the fellas and I devised a good luck song that helped me last year. And it goes like this. I'm gonna spear me a sturgeon, get me a sturgeon, hit me a sturgeon with the spear. And while I'm waiting to spear me a sturgeon, I think I'll drink one more beer. Well, it was late February out in the lake. Got the ice off, the truck cut out a big ice cake. Slid the shanty over and stacked a snowbank with beer. Turned on the little heater and I hung out my spear. Well, I'm the best sturgeon spearer on the whole lake, and when I go home tonight, I'm eating sturgeon steak. I just got to be patient and wait for the slaughter. I opened the beer and started to peer into the murky green water. I'm gonna spear me a sturgeon, get me a sturgeon, hit me a sturgeon with the spear. And while I'm waiting to spear me a sturgeon, I think I'll drink one more beer. About 5 hours later, my eyes were getting sore. I knew Charlie had a grill at his shanty next door. We grilled a half a dozen brats and swapped a story or two. After some Bolson brewing brats, I knew the time was past due. I said an 80-pounder's what I'm gonna bushwhack, so's I better head her back to my own ice shack. As I stepped inside, a big lunker swam by. I said, holy crap, fish, you best prepare to die. I threw with all my might and says, cripes, I think I got him. But the spear veered to the left and stuck into the bottom. The lunker swam away as I let out a cry. With a tear, another beer, I was teed off, guy.
I'm gonna spear me a sturgeon. Get me a sturgeon. Hit me a sturgeon with the spear. And while I'm waiting to spear me a sturgeon, I think I'll drink one more beer.
Well, I felt a little better after 4 more beers, so I got myself together and I wiped up my tears. Then I saw a shadow deep down in the dark. To my surprise, it was the size of a great white shark. I aimed it through the spear, dead square in his back. It took a 20-minute fight to get that thing in the shack. At the registration center, it weighed 202. I said, now that's a trophy sturgeon, and I ordered a brew.
I'm gonna spear me a sturgeon. Get me a sturgeon. Hit me a sturgeon with the spear. And I'm glad that I just speared me a sturgeon, 'cause I just ran out of beer.
Everybody now!
Got the shack banked up, all cleaned out, and now comes my second most favorite time of the spearing season, and that's dropping the X down for the first time. So take a look at the clip here, and I'll show you all about talk all about this X. All right, so this is my X here. I've got a 10-foot section of PVC piping. Now this is 1.25 inch diameter. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna slice it down the long ways. We're gonna essentially, I guess, make 2 pieces out of this one. I'll flip them over and I'm going to show you the end result. So here we go. We got the end result. We got 2 pieces of that one piece, alright, right on top of each other. Now I'm going to zoom in here so you can see what the hardware I've got underneath here. Got the circle bolt. Next, follow that, we have the washer right underneath. We have a nut tightening that washer onto the top portion. Then we have the another washer on top of the second portion, and then underneath there we have a flange nut. So then we got that pivot in there with that hardware underneath. And then what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to stick the PVC right down into the hole. Once we get it down, we'll be able to take some spuds, sticks, whatever, and spread this X out. All right, so we'll spread that out. And once we get it underneath the ice, how we like it, we'll be able to drop it down with the string. Once we get it on bottom, we'll have our nice X. This is only going to stick about 1 1/8 inch off bottom, which is really cool. You're going to have real low ground clearance, and some sturgeon, they'll come right in on bottom, and that's, I guess this is just what I do. I mean, and like I always say, any way is the right way, as long as you're doing it and you're happy with it. So, so we're going to drop this down and we're going to see what kind of clarity we have.
I'm sorry. I better get out of here.
No, that's fine. I'm just moving my X right now.
Well, you're going to see pretty darn good. Wow, is that freaking clear? You're going to see so good you'll see anything.
I could not have gone out any deeper.
Nope, that's perfect.
And the final product. I stirred up the bottom a little bit, but had to get my X positioned where I want it, so if I can make it out now, that's going to be good once everything settles down. So I'm going to turn the heater on, we'll get this baby nice and melted down, and pack her all up for the big day tomorrow. Alright guys, opening day, Sturgeon Spearing 2014 is underway. We're out here in the warm shack and we got the spear hanging. Got the decoy down, and I'm actually using a white coffee mug. There's a few stories mixed in with that, but I'll just say that's what I like to use. So you're seeing that X beyond that coffee mug there, and it's murky, but you can still make her out. That's why scouting is so important, because if we would have went out any deeper, you know, we probably would not be seeing that X right now. What you're looking at is what the bad part of spearing is, and that's staring down this hole. The fact of the matter is, if you take your eyes away from that hole for a few seconds to turn around and get yourself a cold pop or whatever, you know, that fish could have come and gone. So we're going to get to looking here, and hopefully we can come up with something for our efforts. So at about 11 o'clock, my camera decides to die, which shouldn't have happened because I have a very large battery on it. And so I stand up and I'm messing around with that. Not watching my hole like I just got done telling you guys you should always do. So anyways, I look back down in the hole and the lower right portion of my X is gone. Well, needless to say, my camera went flying and so did the spear. Now, because I didn't know which direction that fish came in at, I had a 50-50 shot, and, well, I guessed wrong and missed the fish. So, after I cooled down, and after the silt settled back down on the bottom, I hung up the spear and decided to give her another shot. At about 12:30 is when the real fun began. Now, the next clip you're about to see was not recorded today. This was recorded 4 years ago while I was with my good friend Harold Frank, and he had speared a 60-pound sturgeon. I wanted to give you guys a taste and a view of what the fish look like in the hole and what the fight is like in the hole, because you're not going to be able to see that. Now, the clip following right after that is my efforts from today. So take a look.
That is huge.
All right, Harold's got a big one here.
Not yet. Oh. Not yet. That is a fat. We got this going away. And if I get them up, you can have them. Get down in there and get them. Anywhere. Good man. Good man.
Oh, yes. Oh. Oh. Look at that. Right on the bottom, baby. Right on the bottom. I wish I would have had the first one, I tell you what, but I'll take this one. Well, folks, that goes to show you, there's nothing like sturgeon spearing. When you can stick that one, I'm so excited right now. I'm just shaking here. When you stick that first one with a new spear on opening day with 17 minutes to go, I mean, just look at this mess here. I got cheese puffs and everything. But see, that's why scouting is so important. Went all over, checking all water depths, and I could not get out any farther than I am right now. So, I can talk about this spear here quick now. This is a flying barb spear, and to get these out you actually have to push them right through. So you got a little Allen wrench here, and you take these off. It's probably about a 44, 45, not a big one, but definitely a legal one. We'll take that one all day long. So I'm going to get this barb out here, push it through, so we can get on the road and get this baby registered here. There we go, guys. Another successful episode. I'll definitely be marking this one down as a success. Let's get the tag on her, get her into Jerry's, and get her registered. Oh, isn't that great? Alright guys, well, we're going to jump in the truck and head on over to Jerry's Bar. Jerry's Bar is the closest registration station to where we were spearing today, outside of Oshkosh. Now you're going to see the fish being weighed. and this is just one of the steps involved in the registration process. Others include checking the fish for a microchip, taking a fin sample, and ultimately measuring the fish. Now mine here came in at just over 60 inches, and it was a long, skinny adult male. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Until next time, tie lines and stay dry.